export state, and we want to make sure we get our goods to market, right? Not just locally or statewide or regionally or throughout the country, but internationally as well. And so we passed a 5-year highway transportation bill, which will help us get our roads in better shape here in Iowa, urban areas and rural areas. Rural areas is where it's important, right? Because that's when you're first bringing it out of the field and taking the livestock out of their pens. And so we passed a 5-year transportation bill, which gives certainty out there and flexibility to states as well to get those projects kind of expedited, started and done in a faster way, and not be caught up with red tape and rules and regulations. Speaking of rules and regulations, I hear a lot about the frustration with rules and regulations from folks here in the district. Particularly the fact that when rules and regulations are proposed, there's not a lot of comments from the real stakeholders that these affect. And I think particularly about the latest one, the EPA's, Environmental Protection Agency's, Waters of the U.S. rule and regulation that regulates 97% of Iowa's land in a new way. It really didn't bring the stakeholders of agriculture, construction, builders, municipalities at the county and local level to really have a say in how would this affect what we do here at home. And I oppose that rule. And we've tried to repeal it in the House and the Senate. We passed the repeal in the House and the Senate. It went to the President, and we didn't have he vetoed it, and we don't have the votes to override that. So right now it's caught up in the courts if we didn't use it. But it could really change the way we do things here in Iowa and all across the country. And rules and regulations, there's not a lot of real accountability there, right? When I introduce a bill or amendment, or you go about your daily business and put your name on things, you have to own that, right? You put your name on it. And when rules and regulations come out, they pretty much have the same effect as law, and you don't even know who's writing them. That can be very frustrating, right, to find out who's even writing these. And so we passed a bill called the REINS Act, which said that any rule or regulation under any administration, Democrat or Republican, they've got, if it has a certain economic effect, then Congress has to vote on it. You're going to have some accountability there, right? Because if in the end you don't like what's happening, you have something called elections. But we need to get a grip on this, because I believe that our economy could be doing a lot better if we had a more streamlined and common sense and effective regulatory process where the people are heard. And that's important to me, because I hear a lot about economic insecurity here in the district, and throughout the nation you can see that. And so a few other